Absolutely. Um, in one single word, it will be the initiative. The difference is the initiative. And I will explain what does that mean, in a minute, and also the timing. Throughout history, Palestinians and Palestinian resistance, whether popular resistance or armed resistance or any form of resistance, was always a response to something that the Zionists have done, or prior to that, to the British that colonized Palestine for a long time, to what they have done. So Palestinians, for example, even decades before the establishment of Israel, on top of historic Palestine in 1948, Palestinians carried out intifadas, uprisings against the British and against Zionist settlements in Palestine and colonialism. But again, it's always a response, and that always gives the other side the opportunity to kind of measure the. If you are the one who takes the action, you are the one who kind of determines the response.
Yes.
So the Israelis would take some kind of action, the Palestinians would respond. Well, the Israelis are always prepared for it. In fact, the Israelis welcomed it because, especially in Gaza, you mentioned the war of 2008, 2009, 2012, 2014, 2021, 2022. Every single time, the Palestinian response or the Palestinian kind of retaliatory measures were always predicted. So Israel knew that there's going to be something, and they knew exactly how far that thing is going to reach, and they prepared for it. And they used it. How did they use it? They used it in terms of knowing how developed is the resistance. Uh, they used it in what they called mowing the grass, meaning cutting the grass, as in keeping the capabilities of the resistance subdued and measured. And they also used it in terms of marketing. They used to, they call their weapons combat proven or field proven, meaning that these weapons have been used against real people in real situations, and we can sell them for a lot of money. The outcome of this has been the fact that Israel is one of the top 10 weapon exporters in the world. Where did they use these weapons? In Gaza. So Gaza was functional to the Israeli weapons industry, to the Israeli political scene at home, to Israel's ability to measure where its enemy is, and all of that. And then October 7 happens. October 7, and this is why, by the way, this is why Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, was so keen on misidentifying this by saying this is terrorism, terrorism, Hamas is ISIS,
Hmm.
because to divert. He wanted to divert from the actual conversation, and the actual conversation is that this is a Palestinian military operation that was unprecedented in the history of this conflict and has cost Israel more than Israel's biggest wars against Arab armies combined in the past. This indicates Israel's military defeat. It indicates that Palestinian resistance is no longer symbolic. We've always been talking about the symbolic Palestinian resistance and the fireworks of the Palestinian resistance. No, we are actually talking about an actual military defeat on the ground that is forcing Israel, it's changing the image of Israel, the brand of the Israeli weapons, and Israel's relationship with the Palestinian people. And this is also why Israel is very keen on destroying Hamas, because they feel like if they destroy the resistance, they will be able to at least say, listen, we made a huge mistake on October 7, but we rectified this mistake. If they fail to create this rectification of that mistake, what is going to happen? It will go down in history as the Palestinian war against Israel ended with the defeat of Israel. And in terms of the psychological impact on Israelis, but more importantly on Palestinians, this is going to be an earth shattering. I come from a generation where we never won a war. We never won a war. My father was a fighter with the Palestine Liberation Army when he was a child. He was 16 years old. And he joined the Palestine Liberation Army decades ago. He never won a war. So we are generations that we start searching for symbolic victory, saying, well, the fact that we are steadfast is victory. The fact that we haven't surrendered is victory, because we actually couldn't find a real victory on the ground. And now that victory is there, and it's being televised by videos every single day. The psychological shift in the minds of Palestinians in Palestine and outside is really unprecedented in history.